I ran an experiment last week. I applied to 5 side hustles. All of them said high paying. All of them said flexible hours. All of them said work from home. 3 of them were built by AI, not assisted by AI. Built, entire fake companies, fake job descriptions, fake onboarding pages. Generated in less time than it took me to read the listing. And I almost missed it. Okay, actually, no, I did miss it. I missed it on the first one. I filled out the whole application, name, email, the city I live in. I was 30 seconds away from entering my bank details for direct deposit setup when a number stopped me. But I will get to that. Here is the question that is going to sit with you for the next 20 minutes. You know those vending machines, the ones in rest stops. The kind where you put in $1.50 and something drops. That is what applying to side hustles online feels like right now. You put in your information and something drops. You think what drops is a job, but what if what drops is a trap? And what if the vending machine, the whole thing, the interface, the logo, the About Us page was assembled by a language model in 4 seconds flat for less than a penny? That is not a hypothetical, that is Tuesday. So let me walk you through what happened. I picked 5 side hustle listings, all from real platforms. The kind you have used, the kind that show up when you type side hustle into Google at 1 in the morning because your rent went up again. I did not cherry pick sketchy ones, I picked the ones that looked good. Professional, clean formatting, clear pay range. The kind your friend would text you a screenshot of and say, "Yo, check this out." Here is how the applications went. Number 1, Content Reviewer, remote $22 an hour. Congratulations, you have been selected. Number 2, Data Entry Specialist, flexible schedule, $25 an hour. Congratulations, you have been selected. Number 3, Brand Ambassador, work from home, up to $30 an hour. Congratulations, you have been selected. Number 4, same thing. Number 5, same thing. 5 applications, 5 acceptances. I have a degree and 10 years of freelance experience, and I have never had a 100% acceptance rate on anything, not even a Costco free sample line. That was the first red flag I ignored. Because here is the thing, and this is the part where I need you to be honest with yourself. Those listings were better written than my resume, cleaner, more specific, better formatting. One of them had a day in the life section that read like a wellness blog. And I thought, well, this is a legitimate operation. This is a real company that cares about their hiring process. It was GPT, the listing was GPT, the follow-up email was GPT. The onboarding portal, the one with the company logo, and the welcome to the team banner was GPT. The FTC put out a consumer alert in February 2026 specifically about this. Side hustle scams where the listing looks real, the company looks real. The whole thing looks real, but the gig does not exist. What exists is a pipeline. Your information goes in one end, your bank details come out the other. And the numbers, this is where I stopped because, okay, look, according to the FTC's March 2025 data release, consumers lost $90 million to job scams in 2020. By 2024, that number was 501 million. That is not a trend, that is a vertical line on a chart. And by the first half of 2025, reports were up another 19%. Fortune reported that in those 6 months alone, job seekers lost almost $300 million. That is a $600 million annual run rate. And that is just what gets reported. The FTC themselves cite research showing only about 4.8% of mass-market consumer fraud victims actually file a complaint. Now here is the part that changed how I think about this. I went and looked at what it actually costs to build one of these fake listings. Not approximately, actually. OpenAI's cheapest widely available model charges fractions of a cent per thousand output tokens. A 300-word job posting is roughly 400 tokens. The cost to generate one complete professional-looking job listing. The kind with a company name, a role title, a pay range, and a day in the life section comes out to less than a third of a cent. Maybe half a cent if you are generous with the prompt and the system instructions. Less than 1 cent to build the trap. Now, the FTC says consumers reported $501 million lost to job scams in 2024. The total number of job scam reports tripled since 2020. Even if you take a conservative slice of that, say the AI-generated listings account for a fraction of total scams. The math is just, I keep staring at it. This is all public data, not personal financial advice. But look at what the numbers actually say. You are not putting coins in a vending machine. You are the coin. The machine does not sell jobs, the machine sells you. Your social security number, your bank routing number, your home address. And it costs less than a penny to build the machine. Let me go back to my 5 applications, because here is where the story turns. I said a number stopped me on the first one. The number was this. They wanted a 9-digit routing number and a checking account number before my first shift. For direct deposit, they said. Standard onboarding, they said. I looked up the company name, real-looking website, real-looking LinkedIn page. Even had a Glassdoor profile with 4 reviews. 4 reviews. All posted within the same 11-day window. The Guardian ran a piece on this on the 21st of April, 2026. A journalist, someone who literally investigates scams for a living, got pulled into one. The headhunter had her name, had her work history, referenced her specific expertise. The job description was, and I am quoting here, as if someone had put my CV into ChatGPT and asked it to create a job description based directly on my experience. A person whose entire job is spotting patterns almost fell for it. That is the part I keep turning over. The vending machine now reads your face. It customizes the label on the thing that drops. It knows you want $22 an hour and remote work and flexible scheduling. It knows because you told LinkedIn, you told Indeed, you told your public resume. The machine just reads it and builds the bait. There is a person in Raleigh, 25, freelance graphic designer. Makes about $38,000 a year. They pick up side work between client droughts. January is brutal, and April after tax season is thin too. They are looking at Venmo, and the number is lower than it should be. And they type remote side hustle into a search bar at 11 at night. They find 3 listings, all clean, all professional. They apply to all 3. They close the laptop. Here is what they do not know yet. According to Moody's research from July 2025, the data they entered, name, email, phone, address, and on one application the last 4 of their social, does not sit in a hiring manager's inbox. It sits in a database, and that database is not for hiring. It is for synthetic identity construction. Real social security number, fake name, fake address. A credit profile built from scratch using a real person's real digits. The FTC received over 1.1 million identity theft reports in 2024 alone. Security org reports 37,556 cases of employment-related identity theft in 2024, up 20% from the year before. And that is employment-related specifically, not all identity theft. Just the kind that starts with a job application. You are now maybe thinking about that one listing you applied to last month. The one that never got back to you. The one with the slightly too good pay range and the slightly too clean website. Yeah, I thought about mine too. Okay, but here is where I expected the story to end. 3 out of 5 were AI-generated scams, 2 were legit, case closed, be more careful. That is what I thought. I went back and looked harder at number 4, the one I had marked as legitimate. It was a task-based gig product reviews, boost our brand visibility. They even paid me $9 for the first batch. $9. That was the hook. The FTC calls these task scams in a December 2024 data spotlight. They pay you a little, they let you see fake earnings accumulate in an app. Then they tell you that to withdraw your balance, which the screen says is $230. You need to deposit $40 first, processing fee, then 70 more, then 150. About 20,000 people reported these in just the first 6 months of 2024, up from roughly 5,000 in all of 2023. And crypto is how they want you to pay, because crypto does not come back. So my count was wrong, it was not 3 out of 5, it was 4. The FBI published its 2025 Internet Crime Report. First time in its nearly 25-year history, the IC3 report included a dedicated section on artificial intelligence, 22,364 complaints, nearly $893 million in losses, just the AI-related ones. Total across all internet crime, the FBI puts it above 20 billion. Actually, I want to say that number again. Above $20 billion lost to internet scams in 1 year in one country. That is roughly the GDP of Iceland. Americans lost Iceland to the internet last year. The FTC testified before the Joint Economic Committee in March 2026 and put total consumer fraud losses at $15.9 billion for 2025, up roughly 430% since 2020. So let me bring this back to the question. Can you tell a real listing from a fake one in the time it takes to read it? I could not. A Guardian journalist could not. And the technology that makes the fake ones is getting cheaper by the quarter. A fraction of a cent today, the models get cheaper every release cycle. Next year, it might cost a tenth of that. The year after that, I do not know. I actually do not know. The vending machine is not broken. The vending machine works perfectly. It was designed to work perfectly. The question is what it was designed to vend. That designer in Raleigh is still refreshing their email. 3 applications out, no responses yet. They check their credit score on Credit Karma. It is the same as yesterday. For now. Here is what the numbers say. Not what I say, I am just someone who got curious and then got worried. The numbers say the cost to build a scam went to nearly zero. The numbers say the losses went to nearly 21 billion. The numbers say 4.8% of victims report it, which means the real number is a place I do not want to think about too hard before bed. The question is not whether these listings exist, they do. The question is whether you have already applied to one and do not know it yet.